assessment that I have. This is for my senior year at Rio Lindo. This is for a government econ test. At the beginning here you can see that we have some definitions, and you have a word bank there on top where you gotta just write in the word that's being defined there in the question. And moving on to the next page of the test, there's a lot of multiple choice questions. And you can see that they all kind of start with the same words, which is something I might talk about a little later. Later on, this is page 3. We have also an essay here at the end, so some writing portion. And that's the entirety of the test there. So some just putting in words, multiple choice, and an essay. So our class this senior year was made up of probably almost 20 students. I think we all had to be in this class. I mean, Rio Lindo is kind of known for its diversity, so we had a lot of people who are not from the US, who are kind of exchange students, and some English second language students, as well as ELL students, or English language learners, in the class. I think there was even a student who wasn't fluent yet his senior year, because he just he came to the US for his senior year only. So that's something to keep in mind. So as you can see, this test was given not online. It was a physical copy of 2 pages. And should it have been online or digitalized? I think so. I remember thinking, why is she doing it on paper when the rest of the school mostly does it digitally already? It is pretty easy to put this in a digital format, in my opinion. It's pretty easy to make tests where you can fill in the blank and do multiple choice questions and have a section to be able to write out essays. So yes, I think it should have been digitalized. Universal design for learning, meeting the needs of all students, that teachers should be trying to remove barriers so that all of their students can do well in their class. And that being said, I do see some issues in this test that could be fixed, or at least helped, if it were a digitalized test. Things like some students struggle, as I said before, with it being in English instead of their native language. So it being digitalized could help that issue. The other thing is, I think especially for dyslexic people, which I'm not sure if there were any in my class, I wouldn't know. But as I mentioned before, all these start with the same words, and even for me, when I'm reading down, I might get easily lost trying to find the answer here. So, and if you're trying to look up again to see what the question was and then look back, it's easy to get lost here. The next thing is having to write out this whole paragraph could be a disadvantage to some students, whether it be dysgraphia or dyslexia or whatever it is. Putting that, using a keyboard instead of writing, could be something that helps some students. Boutlier and Ludwig, in leveraging technology to support students' needs, argue that technology can have a helping factor in removing these barriers. And as I just said, yes, I think that putting this in a digital setting could help these students, especially if they have something like Mote, which is my digital tool that I showed. Kind of gives a leg up for students who English is their first language and they don't have dyslexia or dysgraphia. I don't know if I said dyscalculia before, but I meant dysgraphia. And what I would change is I would make this a digitalized test with just kind of either a word bank to drag and place in, or a, what do you call it, flip down, and you pick what word it is to put in here. And then a simple, just click A, B, C, or D for multiple choice, and then you can type in instead of having to write for the essay portion. And I would probably also let them to use a tool like Mote or another tool like that. I'm not sure which other ones there are, but so that the students who are English language learners can use the translate feature, they can use word prediction feature. Dyslexic students can use the reading guide bar to be able to use on the screen to be able to read each one of these without kind of getting lost in there. And I think that's what I do to be able to try my best to even the playing field for all my students.